Good morning, my brothers and sisters, and all my friends. This morning we are going to talk about part 4 of our series, India as the leader of 21st century. This morning we are going to talk about the application of the wisdom, ancient wisdom, and the ultra-modern wisdom of computer technology. We are going to seek and find the reconciliation of these two extremes. One extreme on one side is the ancient wisdom of Mahajan Vidya, the wisdom of creating wealth. And creating wealth not by destroying, but creating wealth by construction, by creation, by helping the whole ecosystem. We could call that green wealth creation through the application of Mahajan Vidya, of the ancient wisdom tradition of India. So on one side we have the Mahajan Vidya, the ancient tradition of Indian wisdom tradition, and on the other side we have the ultra-modern computer technology and the tools available with the computer technology to apply those tools for the wealth creation. Now our aim is not just the wealth creation, because just the wealth creation can also lead to insatiable greed and gluttony, as it is happening all over the planet, where the most rich people are the most poor people on planet Earth. Why do I say the most rich people are most poor? Because they have all the facilities and all the capital and all the money, which won't even be insufficient, or rather say, which will be sufficient for their generations to come. Yet, they are still so greedy and so much greedy that they are so callous that through their business activities of their corporations, they destroy the life-sustaining resources of Mother Earth. They know that they are destroying the earth. They know that they are destroying the biosphere. They know that they are destroying the life-sustaining resources of Mother Earth. Yet, they are so poor. Yet, they are so callous that they keep on destroying the biosphere for the sake of their greed and gluttony. That's the reason I say the most rich people on earth today are the most poorest and wretched people. Because their wealth they could use for the welfare of the humanity, as we have many examples. And the latest contemporary example is of Andrew Carnegie, the great Scotsman who migrated to America, the great steel tycoon who made so much money, yet at the last he gave away all for the welfare of the humanity. And he created such great institutions, and he was such a visionary that he had such great visions of planetary peace, the global peace, through the United Nations organization. We need more of such rich people. We need those rich people. He was the truly rich man. So my dear friends, this morning we are going to talk about the reconciliation of these two extremes. We are going to create an ecosystem so that every human being on the planet could come out of the survival mode, the reactive mode, the freedom from the reactive mind. Because as long as a human being is under the survival mode, he is not acting, he is reacting to every impulse from the environment. So we need to transcend the survival mode to the sovereign mode, the self-rule. You are the master of your life. That's the proper station, evolutionary station of mankind. We cannot afford to put 99% of humanity under the survival mode, under the reactive mind mode, under the serpentine mind. We need to bring and pull the whole humanity to the true station, true evolutionary station of sovereign mode, the self-rule, the master of own life, creator of own destiny. And that is all possible. Why it is possible? Because we have that potential. The Mother Nature has given us that evolutionary mandate to be in the sovereign state of existence. How we could do that? Through the application of the wisdom, ancient wisdom of Mahajan Vidya, where we are going to transform a human being, a lesser human being, into Mahajan, a greater person, a greater individual. As it says in Mahayana Buddhism, from lesser vehicle to bigger vehicle, from a territorial being to the universal being. So we are going to transform every human being into a Mahajan, the great being. And who is the great being? The one who has transcended the survival mode and who has attained the sovereign mode, the self-rule, the master of his own destiny. And this is the job of Indian youth, great Indian youth, to take up the leadership of 21st century and lead the humanity from survival mode to sovereign mode. How 99% of the humanity came under the survival mode, and it is the gift of industrial revolution. After the advent of the industrial revolution, 99% of the humanity is working for 1% of those few people who designed the system in such a way, because they took away the 5 fundamental needs from the hands of the people. They snatched away that sustaining ecosystem of these 5 fundamental needs of food, clothes, shelter, education, and medical care. All these 5 fundamental needs were taken away, robbed away by these few people. So they designed the system such a way that after the Industrial Revolution, the whole humanity, 99% of the humanity, is today going under the survival mode and locked into the reactive mode, locked into the serpentine mode. And that is the reason we find people having such problems of anxiety, blood pressure, perpetual tension in their life, and no happiness. Doesn't matter how much money they make, even then, and doesn't matter what fat package they get every month or every week. Yet they are going under this reactive mind. We don't need so much money to transcend to the sovereign mode. There is a method, there is a way out. So this is the job of the great Indian youth, to take up the leadership of 21st century and create the conditions and the ecosystem all over the planet through their lifestyle, by becoming themselves as the examples, and to set the example for the whole humanity on the planet through their lifestyle. The non-violent vegetarian diet, green lifestyle, and applying the wisdom of Mahajan Vidya to the computer technology. And today, the computer technology can make every human being, can bring every human being out of the survival mode to the sovereign mode, because everyone is unique. Every human being is unique, and every human being brings the uniqueness in this world. And if everybody could take a little bit time to explore that uniqueness, and if one can offer that uniqueness to the world, believe me, there is a market for that. And people will buy that from him. That piece of art, that piece of advice, that piece of creation, that piece of uniqueness. And we don't have to be the prisoners of the territory that you have to open a shop in New York, or in London, or in Tokyo, or in Manila in Philippines, or in Bangkok in Thailand. You don't have to. You can open your shop anywhere on the planet, wherever you want to be. Yet, you can have the access to the global market. Isn't that the greatest gift of the computer technology? Isn't it a way out from the survival mode and come to the sovereign mode, the Swaraj? Mahatma Gandhi threw away the 7 layers of the gentleman, the tie, the hat, the overcoat, the coat, all the 7 layers, and he became a fakir, naked fakir. Yet, he came out of the survival mode and established himself into the sovereign mode. He used to do his own shoes, make his own shoes. He used to weave his own, spin his own threads for the clothes. He got himself established into the sovereign mode, the Swaraj, the self-ruled. That is the evolutionary station of humankind. And we have to bring the humankind out of the survival mode, the reactive mind. Because the reactive mind is creating problems all over the globe of hate, doubt, dishonesty, tricks, all kind of anxiety and all kind of tension. If we could bring the whole humanity out of the survival mode, 90% of the problems of today will be taken care of. Because the sovereign mode is the mode of self-rule. And that is our potential. And that is the gift of computer technology. And that is the gift of ancient wisdom of Mahajan Vidya, to make a lesser human being into a greater human being, Mahajan, through that Vidya, through that knowledge of Mahajan. So we are going to create, through the leadership of India of 21st century, to create an ecosystem, global ecosystem, where the humanity could come out of the survival mode and be established in the sovereign mode of existence. And that will be the gift of India as the leader of 21st century. And bringing these two extremes, reconciliation of these two extremes from the ancient wisdom of Mahajan Vidya and the computer technology from ultra-modern times, to create that global ecosystem of peace, progress, and prosperity for all. And the sovereign mode, the self-rule, the evolutionary station of the mankind will be attained and achieved through the leadership of India in 21st century. And that is how we are going to do it, and that is the job of Indian youth, the great Indian youth, which will spread out all over the planet and be the example how to do it. Thank you very much, my dear friends, and thank you very much, and have a beautiful, beautiful morning.